Hey everybody, welcome to Forge the Narrative. My name is Paul Murphy. I got my co-host Juice.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's a happy Monday.
Kenny Boucher and Rob Bear.
Yo, dog.
Oh,
guys.
man, let me tell you. I just assaulted out a deep strike. I don't know what you've been doing.
Yo, I'm gonna just tell you what, Robbie B has been doing something because he's got that bright red flag going on.
We almost all kind of, there's a theme going on. We got plaids and
We're in the
reds
red
and-
today.
Well,
Yo, I'm in that straight black tonight.
You got that Death Company.
well, happy birthday, Juice. It is your birthday.
Hey, thanks, man. This is the day of my birthday. I don't want to let that be overshadowed by my man ROBBB. Check him out on his MySpace at yorob.com. Robbie B had a birthday on the 13th.
Yeah, y'all could have been doing anything, but you're choosing to come and hang out with us, and I really appreciate it.
That's right. I just want to make sure Matthew J. Troop, Sean Bailey, Bill, Christopher Morgan, Jake Shear, Christopher Gardner, my boy, Lamont, Gabriel, Stoner Steve. I want everybody to know that I literally left a half-drinking 32-ounce Patron margarita, my fourth one of the evening, sitting at my local Mexican establishment because I was like, yo, I got places to be tonight. I got people to talk to.
Hey, we got a lot of good news here today. I mean,
So tell me about deep strike, this assault deep strike. What happened?
okay, well, there's a few more formations, as we expect to see. And one of those is now, if you take, we're getting feedback from somebody, so y'all be mindful of that. Can y'all check y'all stuff? Yep, I fixed it. You bring in 3 Storm Ravens and 3 tack squads that have to start in the Ravens, and then if another unit deep strikes within 2 of those Ravens with the teleport homers inside. Actually, it's not the Ravens. If they deep strike within 2 of the teleport homers,
The locator beacons or
the locator beacon, yeah, whatever's on the tack squad in the Raven, then they can assault after deep strike.
So you need 2 Storm Ravens.
3.
3 Storm Ravens. That's brutal.
That's a steep price. Is there a way? Can we do a start to finish, top from bottom? Blood Angels new release schedule and let everybody know what's going on.
We can go over about what we know for sure.
Yeah,
And
let's drop some knowledge.
This formation, I mean, it doesn't suck. You actually roll. These Storm Ravens come in turn 1.
Oh, hold on. I can tell me that again.
Yeah, you roll for reserves for them on turn 1, and you get to re-roll the result.
My word. I'm back.
So,
I'm opening up Army Builder right now.
Well, think about this though, because it says you then get to take the rest of your army. You can take dreadnoughts on these things, and that thing's still an assault vehicle.
Oh.
So.
Oh my God! Can you take drop pods? Can things assault drop pods?
You can take drop pods, not in this formation, but it's other Blood Angel factions that drop the deep strike in within this thing.
Can you take an assault squad and a drop pod, and they come in and they can assault?
Well, okay, we have to get creative if you want to go crazy with it, because you roll for reserves first, and that stuff I think comes on first. I mean, maybe that's different now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, where do you?
But if you take some sky shields and have
ready for takeoff
on them.
Does this formation allow you to take a fortification? Because I know most cats.
This one doesn't. No, you'd have to get pretty creative. You'd have to take double sky shield.
I don't want to sound too much of a doom or gloom, but this sounds a little dead to me. 1,000-point formation is too much, considering that I want to take a bunch of Thunder Cav with a regular Space Wolf detachment and this Blood Angel detachment to give me my double sanguinary priest that I want to give my Thunder Cav swords.
I don't feel like you can strike in anything that matters.
Yeah. Well, once you spend all the points on the Storm Ravens and the tack squads inside, I do feel like that you are going to be pretty thin on what you can bring in to capitalize on.
If you take nothing but those 6 elements you just described, you're at 810 points and you have no goodies.
Yeah. Yo, Evan S is just hitting us with like, yo, dog, like, he's never had a Blood Angels army. but flipping through this book, he's not sure how much longer he's able to say that. There's a lot of hate going on right now on the internet.
I don't understand it.
I can't figure it out.
Hey, look, okay, I did coin it. I coined it with Kenny on the phone. I said the list that I made and played this past weekend was basically Blood Angels in name only. It's like Bano, I think, is the acronym we're going with. But
we're going with
Bano. I did have Dante, and I had a Sanguinary Priest, and I had some scouts.
But besides that,
no, that was just like the first build. Like this, I could and played a very, very good game against a guy that's a Space Wolf at heart, and it happened to be where he didn't have an orbital bombardment, and I was able to take out some of his Wolfstar before he was able to hit mine. Because I also had 5.
I got some advice on that. Let's just drop the O only. Let's call it Blood Angels a name and just go with Bane.
Bane, there you go.
First off, like, if you come to the party and you're wearing power armor, you better bring an orbital bombardment.
Yeah. I mean, that Chapter Master, I mean, this is all the stuff you can do, and then you get this, you get this enabler, this 60 point.
I think it's 80 points total, right? 80 right?
Well, what I did was I put on the Valor Blade, which is 20 points.
Oh,
the bike, which is 20 points, and the priest, which is 60 points. So that for me,
but the priest got 2 wounds, so that's not that bad of an investment now.
No, what's the total price for the priest on a bike?
80 points.
Yeah, 80 points, but I gave him that blade that swings at AP2.
And he has Furious Charge, so that's not too bad.
No, it's not worth it.
Also, he had points playing 2K. Like, it's probably one of the first cuts you'd make at 1850.
Yeah. Oh, 1850, you're gonna be. I don't need this. I don't need it at 1850. Although, I mean, I didn't feel like I was bad. Well, really, the only thing I don't feel good about these Blood Angel dudes is that the priest can't buy Artificer armor. I mean, they can't, and I think that's just. I think it's a big mistake.
It's like Space Wolves. I guess I was getting really furious today about, like, I was like, how does a Space Wolf get a fly dedicated transport out of Blood Angel, who basically invented flyers for Space Marines? Like, I guess the fluff is like that Space Wolves don't do Index of Stardust, so they can have Artificer armors for everyone's. And even though Blood Angel invented Artificer armor, they don't. So I'm a little disappointed with that. But having said that, it's the whole case of the Tyranny Codex. Don't get mad when you can play the army you were playing before with more things. It's literally what it is.
Yeah, you literally stole some of my thunders. Like, man, come on. Like, for real, literally everything you were running before, you're able to take more of them, better of them. What's the number one thing that a lot of people wanted was, like, an EW Dante?
Yeah, that's why I had to include him. Right? We're debating, like, if he's really optimal, because...
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, let's stop cutting hairs here. It's like, yo, like, from before, previous, and present tense, this Blood Angel Dex is so much better than what it was before.
And people have been talking about how bad they think Mephiston is. I mean, we've just touched it before, but like this dude, you're paying about 10 points more than you'd pay for an equivalent level equipped captain, and this dude comes with level 3 psychic powers with a guaranteed strength 10 power.
Yeah, I just want to drop it to everybody. I hit y'all, the panelists and everybody, with a question of last week: is Mephiston dead to y'all? And literally, it was like the number one consistency was obviously not. Yeah. For 175 points, I would pay. He's kitted out at 250 with all the upgrades, with all the abilities, with everything that he has. So, and
let's go back
happy
to this,
with the 175 points.
Let's go back to this formation we were just talking about with the 3 Storm Ravens. You only have to take those tack squads. You still get to put other things in that Raven. You could put your Dreadnoughts, you could put Mephiston, you could put Dante, you could put, a tricked out Chapter Master from another codex in these Storm Ravens.
Oh yeah, that you love.
So I mean, you can do that kind of stuff, and some of the things we're getting. And then let's talk about this other thing. We got a formation with 16 elites. That's all it is, just 16 elites.
It seems like it's good.
That's the Sanguinary Guard list right there.
Yeah, well, you can't say no Sanguinary Guard. It's the first company.
So
I want to interrupt this broadcast with a big shout out to Melissa Brown. Thank you for checking in. We love you.
Let us know how that game went. Yeah, let us know what you played against and if you were able to incorporate any of the things we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Sean Bailey, David E., Angelo, Sean, Gamer Champ checking in from New England. We got Solo
Not
Falcon
New England,
here.
the actual England.
That's exactly what I said. I apologize. My call's kicking in. All of England's are the same to me. Christopher Morgan, Sean Brown, the general manager of Barely Tabletop Quality Painting Services. Sean Brown, everybody. Jake Shear, my man.
Oh,
I want
man,
everybody to know.
I bet he's happy with all these formations.
Sean Brown and I, obviously, we were talking earlier, and we were like, man, obviously, all this stuff is great. Obviously, all the things that's going on with Barely Tabletop Painting Services is great. We just got a GW sponsor. We're taking over all the White Dwarfs. We're going to do all the painting services for the White Dwarfs and everything that's going on.
Well, I mean, look, you just need to get Duncan Rhodes somehow, on your employee, and then you got it.
J Troop signed on as our official, if you don't GW give us this, we will take it from you sponsor.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to send him over there. to actual England or wherever they are.
Yeah, actual England. Nobody has anybody as big as him over there. So we get what we want.
You couldn't fit in anywhere. That's how we should go. When we do a hostile takeover of the company, we'll just bring the FTN Brute Squad with us. Yeah. And if we can get any of them in the door, because everything's built for shorter people over there.
I don't know if y'all realize this because we are on a small computer screen, but we are literally all 6'8", 101 million pounds, especially Robbie B.
Yeah.
Robbie B is the biggest of us all.
Chris Morgan hit me with a question. Is like, hey man, this is like all this jump pack formation. That's what everybody can do with their jump packs. Now I know that, and I feel like in my heart of hearts that before we are done with these formations, we will see an all Sanguinary Guard, we will see an all Death Company formation. It's going to be good times.
Yeah, the thing I'm excited about is some of these characters. Like Astaroth the Grim, I've always wanted to play that guy, but not for that price tag.
Oh, the 220 whatever he was before.
Yeah, it was like 225 or something. Yeah, I like him. I like him. I like Dante. I like the Sanguinary Priest with 2 wounds. I like Mephiston still. I like how cheap everything is. Like I do the book today, and I just couldn't believe that anyone was talking crap about this book. You weren't winning with the Old Blood Angels,
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just drop this on y'all. I was an Old Blood Angel player. Everybody on this podcast was an Old Blood Angel player. How many games were we winning?
Yeah, not in the current set with anything, really. I promise you.
Not since pre-Grey Knight 5th edition. We were only, when the second Grey Knight 5th edition came out, we stopped winning tournaments. That's the day.
I mean, but because they did everything better than Blood Angels. It was like, they just looked at that codex like, how can we make everything just a little bit better? Oh, we're going to give them Storm Bolters instead of Bolters. We're going to give them Psychic Powers instead of whatever they were getting.
And also, Philip Payne didn't want power weapons back in those days. We'll give them all power weapons.
Yeah. Yep, it is true. Oh, and I want to point this out before we get too far in. Matthew Boyce, just in his chat here, they're doing a Toys for Tots series of auctions for 40K Radio Freebooters Charity Army. Go to Toys for Tots. Check them out. That's your thing.
Check it out on eBay.
100%
of the proceeds are going towards Toys for Tots. It's a great cause, man. Like, we just put a lot of money into that from a fundraiser, and Matthew and everybody who's involved with the event that you have going on or the auction, I hope that nothing but the best for you guys. And let us know what the total value that you guys raise. If there's anything that we can do to help out.
Chris Morgan hit me up with, I was still winning with VA. I'm going to need to see some fact checking on that. I'm going to need to see
Hey, they could actually be, I mean, honestly, you could have still won with them, but it was way more difficult than it should have been.
You'll win as long as nobody shows up with Eldar,
Helldrakes.
Helldrakes.
I was kicking around in my idea for a list. I mean, I don't know about, this is not like a serious list. I was just kind of sitting down like, what can I do to come up with something interesting with the new rules? Like the Space Marines are getting some interesting psychers now for a lower point to power ratio, like Tigurius and Mephiston and Kodiaz and that kind of stuff. I mean, we're talking about that's what is that? That's 8 dice right there for not a ton of points. and still get a lot of value in those characters.
Yep. Actually, Bill is asking us about what about the Death Company force with allied Legion of the Damned? Bill, I want you to know I endorse anything with Legion of the Damned. That's my 2 cents.
That's, I mean, there's wide open. I mean, Legion of the Damned is, I mean, they still get work done. And let's even go back to what, Rob, I was trying to get Rob Stable on the show before I mentioned this, but that formation being able to assault after you deep strike. Now it's only people in the Blood Angel factions, but you might be able to get around that by putting a Blood Angel character in with some assault Centurions in a Blood Angel drop pod, and then deep strike off of that and charge with assault Centurions. I mean, does that sound possible?
Your assault Centurions are my favorite units.
Yeah, obviously the best unit in the game right now is assault Centurions.
I don't know about all that, but what about assaulting with him, backed up by Dreadnought coming out of one of these Storm Ravens, on turn 2? Could be,
That seems like the truth. Stoner Steve is also hitting the truth on the head. I heard that Juice is doing all the GW white backgrounds. Like, yes, that's obviously true.
With a roller.
Yep. TPM hit it on the head with a roller. No, no backup roller. One roller for 1 million feet of.
Mr. Tyrap saying, where can we see all this stuff? You can see it all on our Facebook page. We're fortunate enough to have some links. Some leaks. So we put in the pictures up as we get them, coming from other sources, and they're not our pictures, but they're people that would like to share them on our page, so you can get them on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we got David Eckelberg hitting up with, I love that Codex. My only problem, what's up with this Gabriel Seth being a Lord of War and not having a warrior?
Yes.
Yeah. First off, let's leave the second part of that question off. I was like, what's up with Gabriel Seth being a Lord of War?
Yeah, just period.
Yeah, period.
When all the Lords of War come to their clubhouse, this guy's rolling in with a chain sword. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's such a big chain sword. It's like, dude, can't you just sharpen that thing up and you might get, a AP2 or something? I don't know. It's AP3.
Let's back it up about 20 seconds and realize that every clubhouse needs a minute taker. All right? Every clubhouse needs somebody who keeps up with all the receipts. And that's exactly what Gabriel Seth is doing.
That's right.
There it is.
Solo Falcon, thanks for checking in. I know the internet seems to be chopping up for us a little bit too. Catch us on YouTube. Which, anybody, if you're watching right now and you have not subscribed to us on YouTube, this channel, please do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe link. I'm not sure where it is right now on this page somewhere. Maybe. I don't know.
It's right here.
That's right. But please subscribe to us if you have not done so already.
Troy Caniff right here is saying, hi, Skaven. I don't know if you realize this, but Troy, let me hit you with something real quick. On a Wednesday, I decided to play Warhammer Fantasy. On a Friday, I played a 3,000-point game of fantasy.
That's some serious. That's more than just a toe in the water.
No. Yeah, I went hardcore. I went hard in the paint, as they say. And I want you to know that I showed up to the game with a 3,000-point competitive Skaven army, fully painted and based. I did that in 2.5 days.
Yep.
Yes. So yes, hi, all the Skaven is here. 3 Hell Pit Abominations, 3 Doom Wheels, 180 Clan Rats, 100 Storm Vermin, the Swarm Lord himself. 2.5 days. So.
From the Tyranids or the Vermin Lord?
The Vermin Lord. That's what I meant to say. Storm Lord, Vermin Lord, all the lords.
We got a follow-up to our question about this White Scar army that Melissa was having or at least some questions about. Basically, just come with a few biker squads and meltaguns and gravs, Contemptor Dread, some Legion of the Damned, and a pair of Thunderfire cannons.
That's what she's playing?
Yeah, the Thunderfire cannons can give you some problems if you don't hit them quick, but none of the rest of that army should give you any trouble.
A quick trick for dealing with Thunderfire cannons is a demon prince with Psychic Shriek. You go 24 inches up and you just shriek that Thunderfire cannon. Attack Marines are only leadership 8. The math of it is that it's
and
dead.
It gets around that AP2. Their 2+ armor save. This kind of the strength.
It also gets around their fortification, their reinforcement because it ignores cover 2. So it just crushes them. Yeah, the best thing for you to do, Melissa, is hit us up with a list of models, because obviously if you're not attached to Slaanesh entirely, it helps us to see all your models, what you're playing with, and we can come up with something tight.
Yeah, that's
anybody who's curious about armies too, that's one of the ways we go about doing it. You just basically say, hey, I'm going to play this. What should I do? And I say, hey, hit us with a list of models. We don't necessarily want to suggest things that you don't have yet or have to go out and get a whole, bucket load of stuff.
yeah, we can make it work.
Make it work, whatever.
Yeah, like straight up. You know how many tournaments I've gone to with like, what would be awesome in this tournament? Oh yeah, I forgot I don't have that. You know what I'm playing in this tournament? These rhinos.
I thought that's what you do to every tournament you go to, dog.
Yeah. I was looking at the shelf like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if I'd only painted these models a week ago?
Yeah.
Also, Melissa, I just want to throw this out there. If you need any other information, just let me know on places to go or dinner to eat anywhere. Especially in the United States, if you're coming over here, you just let me know. I don't know if that was. So Ed Black is saying, friends don't let friends play Square Basin. Thank you, Ed. I wish we were friends more than 30 days ago, because you would have told me.
Then you would have convinced him you did not need to paint all those Skaven.
You would have been like, yo, dog, don't worry about cracking out for the next 2 days.
First of all, you're a bad friend.
Yeah.
I got a buddy, man. I got 2 fully painted fantasy armies in my house right now. I got my buddy's Skaven army and I got my Chaos Warrior army. And they just basically sit on the shelf next to each other, talking it out for the last 10 years. I don't know.
All right, so Chandler Douglas, we need to talk about this. He's like, what's up, boys? I'm checking in from the FTGT boys. BC is saying he is pumped for everything Blood Angels. I just want to mirror that statement saying, so am I. LVO, I'm going to be repping, just so everybody knows now, I'm going to be repping Blood Angels and Space Wolves, the original Twinkle Army of...
Team Twilight.
Yep. Yo, obviously, I am team whoever is not the Twinkling Vampires. What's that guy's name?
I don't know. Yeah, Edward or Jacob is the...
Jacob, there it is. There it is.
Well, okay, this one of these formations with all the 16 elites, the Stern Guard are one of the things you can take. So is there some viability of taking,
the Jot Pod Stern Guard?
50 Stern Guard and like maybe 15 to 20 Legion of the Damned?
That's a good army. That's a billion ignore cover shots.
You're basically fine. Well, you've got the wound on 2s when you need it. You got the ignore cover when you need it. And there's got some options, and you got the volume of fire to maybe put some wounds on flyers.
I think that's a great idea.
I mean, like for instance, you could fire the wound on 2 shots, even at flyers needing 6s. You got a much more increased chance of wounding.
Oh, dude, I'm with that. I think that's a good list. It's worth exploration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing things out there that you can do.
You don't need Pedro anymore. You can just do it.
Yeah.
So Lewis wants to know, is like, so outside of this Blood Angel mess, can we talk about his Necrons that is supposedly coming out by the end of the year? Is this a thing or no?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I guarantee they're going to give you more of what you love. I guarantee you're going to have finally they're going to make it official. You buy one
free,
you get one free.
Yeah, straight up, just like buy any Necron unit and get a free Annihilation Barge. That's it. We've seen the rules for that.
If I'm going from, I've got a pretty good line of predictions. I'll just say that. I think that those things are going to be reeled way back, and we're going to see a bump up in the things that you don't necessarily play now, like Ghost Arcs.
Yeah, no, you're right. That you might even see Night Sides not be a dedicated transport for the troops. You might even just see, you might see, because obviously there's a business side of it, but there's also a practicality side of it. When Night Sides came out, it was before the Flyer Rules. They were like they're one of the first to come out of that base after the Storm Raven and everything. So they came out before Flyers were a thing. So obviously when Fly became real, they became broken at that moment because they weren't designed to have hard-to-hit rules and jingle rules. They were designed to be a skimmer. So that's they're going to be fundamentally different. Like if a Vendetta went up 40 points, you can assume that these are going to go 40 points. If
So what do we give the excuse on Annihilation Barges? They were like the rules before speeders came out?
Well, they were trying to be kind of fluffy with them. Like this whole fact that they don't take casualties even though they're embarked inside when the thing blows up.
You're talking about the Catacomb Command Barge?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about, or was Juice talking about the Catacomb Command?
He was talking about the Annihilation
I
Barge.
was talking about a 75-point Annihilation Barge.
Oh, that thing. Oh, yeah.
I was like,
every
at one
codex
point in
has to get
time,
one.
yeah, at one point in time, did no other book get a 75-point
See, that was also,
Annihilation Barge?
that was pre Double Force Org. That was pre Double CAD. That was also, you can only ever have 3 of them in an army ever.
Pre-allies, too.
Pre-allies, all that. Like, you can only ever have 3. So I mean, so Tesla's obviously gonna get worked back. You're gonna see some like if a Cyclamen Dreadnought, for the Grey Knights lost.
That's a good
if it
analogy.
lost strength 8 and it went up in points, you could assume that this thing's gonna lose Tesla, or it's gonna go to shock, whatever this new rule's gonna be, and it's gonna go up in points.
Yeah, we can look at the Spatial book from that point and see how things change from there. So Lewis just hit me up and was like, "Yo, I look forward to seeing Juice at LVO." Me too, man. Make sure I will be flying in on Wednesday. I think that's the 16th, if I'm not mistaken, or 17th. So and I'll be there for 4 days, man. So I'm not going anywhere. If you don't see me playing 40K, I'll be at the blackjack table or the craps table.
Chandler's asking, how do we feel about the Advent calendar? Man, I'm not a huge fan of it this year. Like, there's almost been nothing that's really tickled me this year. Now, I'm not saying that it is really hard to compete with Bellacore and Cypher and those other kind of things. So I'm with you on there. But I think this year has been overly, vanilla.
Yeah, that's actually that's the one thing. If I had a voice of complaint about the Blood Angels Codex, it shows me a theme of codexes to where
I'm talking about the Advent calendar.
No, right? No, that's what it reminds me of. It's like the Advent calendar, just more of that. What I'm seeing with these releases is that the data slates is where the spice is going to be. The codex is where the vanilla's going to be, but this Advent calendar is like supposed to be the spice, but maybe because it's so rapid fire, they just have to like dull it down, or maybe it's just to move models that they haven't moved before.
It's not even selling models. It's like paint guides and cards and.
Well,
it's not good.
Well, remember this too, guys. Like last year, it was half and half 40K fantasy, and also too, like the new the new edition. It wasn't as the stuff that came out was like super groundbreaking, and in this edition, it's kind of just like we already have detachments. We kind of get how this works. Like you gotta wow us, and
we're not getting it.
Wowing us.
We're just not getting it. We're not getting a cool character. We're not getting on that 13th when the Blood Angels were getting a drop and we got cards. Like, are you kidding? That should have been Super Saiyan Mephiston. That's Mephiston the day. If you're playing in a narrative campaign, this is when Mephiston.
Off from under that building that fell on him.
Yeah, this is the Armageddon Mephiston. He crawled out of the building, and this is his stats at that exact moment, or something like that. Hey, take that idea, James Workshop. Please take that idea. but like that's like so that's what you could do, or whatever. And we're not getting any of that. We're getting wallpapers and paint guides. And whatever. I'm not saying it's dumb. I'm just
we'll take 3% of all the proceeds that are made by that idea. By the way.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, but Vincent, can't wait to check you out at LVO 2. Make sure you see me out.
Good old Vincent, the team member of Team Biceps.
Yo.
Vincent, the Thunder Chicken.
Doubt. I just want you to know that you can't play Super Chicken, but if there's any fried chicken around us, tag team, you and I, we will demolish all of it. Does that make you feel better? Like, I am good for about 17 pieces.
That sounds good.
I'm good for some. I'm good for some non-breaded chicken. Put me down for that.
Some non-breaded.
Yeah, gluten-free.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, let me tell you, I made some awesome gluten-free fried chicken. I mean, I'm talking about actual fried chicken.
What? How come I didn't get none of that last time I was there?
I'm sorry.
Why not on me, Paul Murphy.
All of Thanksgiving gluten-free for you. I don't know.
That's true, man. That was what's up.
On top of this mind-blowing food debacle that we have going on right now, Lamont wants to know, outside of the Space Wolves, who would make a good ally for the Blood Angels, because I just can't get behind the Space Wolves.
Clan Rukon did amazing for me in this game that I played. I mean, White Scars are good, but Dante gives... Look, these people are not a believer in Dante. You can't trust them. All right? Let me tell you.
When you mean these people,
I mean, everybody, you and me, Juice, we're on the same level, all right?
I was going to say, like, I am a full believer.
Here's something I need for my over 200 point character. A 3+ vulnerable.
Yeah, you don't necessarily even need that with a good lookout, sir.
But I need him to be able to go over there, not get got by this guy over here that has to redo.
Let me tell you, he got rough. I put him right out in front by himself in front of a bunch of a Longfang squad with a bunch of las cannons in it, and he just kind of like, oh man, come on, I just need a little luck. But anyway, Clan Rukon is really good to put in there because he gives you another really super sick
Eternal
Warrior Feel No Pain character that gets his Feel No Pain buffed by the Sanguinary Priest.
Yep. So he has a 4 Feel No Pain, and he also has the Will Not Die roll. So he's basically, I mean, you're talking about a guy who was a 2-up, 3-up, 4-up, and then a 5-up to bring it back to that. Like, this dude is almost hospital wounds.
Yeah, White Scars, of course, good. I mean, I'm a super believer in White Scars. Imperial Guard, also.
Yeah,
really
I was just gonna say, Codex Fam.
What were you saying?
I was saying it's like if you're playing a lower point value, like 1750. And you don't have the 220 or whatever, or the 200 points for Dante, Khan is your guy because he will give him a gun and he'll give him scout.
Yeah, and Khan's still no joke in close combat. He's relevant. I mean, he can. Yeah. I mean, it may be somewhat remote, but he can win
whenever he can win a challenge, and if he wins a challenge, he gets the victory point.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's ignore everything that was just said right there. When Khan is in combat, he rolls 6s to wound his instant death. I just want you to know against
every time
player,
I've had
every
combat,
time
I've killed a monstrous creature.
Yeah, hold on. I don't know if everybody's listening or not. Literally every time you play against Khan, and I'm a Turvagon, I'm a Hive Tyrant, I'm anything that has more than 1 wound, Khan will roll a 6 against you, dog.
He's got enough attacks to where that's not even unlikely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a 100% guarantee, but it's not unlikely.
No, it's 110% guarantee that he's
going to roll higher than that.
Yeah, and if you plan on needing the first strike with grab guns, Khan's your man. If you're not needing to grab for first strike with grab guns, Clan Rukon's your man.
Yeah, the good thing about all this is that all the Thunderwolves from the Space Wolves we talked about, you got if you played Thunderwolves before, you can play them now, and you get more of them. It's like that's the trend.
Yep.
But the one thing they were missing was Feel No Pain, obviously, to make truly righteous Death Star out of Thunderwolves and these new righteous rules that they have. Coming to the Great Wolf, Weapon Skill 5 Thunderwolves that are incredibly cheap for guys that have 3-up saves, 3-up invulnerables, and strength 10 attacks. Now all of a sudden, you throw this 2-wound character that doesn't feel no pain. I mean, all the guys who have all the Thunderwolves, this is your answer. This is the truth.
Yeah, big shout out to Luke Sutherland, big long fan of the show and a Space Wolf fan. Him and he calls me up and he's like, man, I got this new list, and immediately he's reaming off Stormfangs and Thundercav, Rune Priest, or excuse me, not Rune Priest, Wolf Priest, Iron Priest with Cyber Wolves and all this other stuff. And ultimately, at the end of the day, he's like, it's all mono Space Wolves shy of the Calidus or Calixtus Assassin. And right when the Blood Angels dropped, I picked up the phone, called him. I was like, yo, that assassin is dead to us.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, it's literally for the same cost as the assassin, you can have 2
Sanguinary Priests
on bikes almost. Drop like another 100 points, and now both of your Death Stars, your Thunderwolf Death Stars, have Feel No Pain. Not that he...
I played against a very similar list like that. It's so brutal. It's so brutal, and then there's just the fact that they can get Feel No Pain so much better. Ugh, that's pretty righteous.
Yep. It's good. It's really... There's a lot of, kind of what we're saying is there's a lot of cool things in this codex that are enablers for other things that we've enjoyed in the past, and due to the kind of the beauty of 7th edition, we get to play with them all together.
But I feel like the codex is still strong on its own, though. I mean, I agree, especially with formation. There's this stuff. Yes, but there's the stuff that people are, assault squads aren't troops, but they're still scoring, but they're not objective secured. But it all follows along with 7th. I feel better than some of these other books, though. It all seems to flow very well for me.
You can have, you could have a list in this right out of this book with like 80 Marines on the table. I mean, that's hard to deal with. And when 80 Marines were a good portion of them have feel no pain, that doesn't suck. You have command.
It almost seems like from that, the command squad being elite is pretty righteous too. But it almost seems like from the from the detachment that they give us right here, that like the battle company, that it almost seems like they made the book around this. Like this is kind of how they expected us to play. Like now, granted, I'm probably not gonna play, all these Furiosa dreadnoughts and things like that. But it's still kind of fluffy. The fact that
every single
they really are.
Every single one of these formations is like all this crap plus a dreadnought. Get in there.
But I could definitely get behind fielding most of this picture right here, minus like the dreadnoughts maybe.
Buster dreadnoughts.
I actually like what finger you're using to dedicate onto what picture units in the picture that you're doing that with. That's not the finger you were using. Nope, that's not it.
Oh, it's like using my middle finger.
Yep.
Melissa,
was I pulling a Letterman?
Your force should have no problem dealing with that Y-Scar list. But what Kenny mentioned is scoot up, Psychic Shriek those Tech Marines, and you'll basically play cleanup. He'll have to be spending all his time getting away from you. I would not sweat it at all.
Yeah, so that's Bellacore, 34 Pink Horse, 2 Zine Charles, 20 Flesh Hounds, 10 Cultists, and a Hilldrake. So I just have to ask, because obviously Kenny and TPM and Robbie B, y'all play Chaos a lot. Is Karnak, is he really worth it, though?
I don't think Karnak's all that great, but
I feel like I wouldn't have been doing us some due diligence if I didn't say that I feel like Karnak might be a waste of points.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
I think he takes up a head slot.
I think you could get a whole other squad for his points.
Well, you can get another Dean Jones. You want if you have enough psychic dice to put down an invisibility, on invisibility and make a new unit on the first turn of the game, and the second turn of the game, that's usually the winning combo. So I would look into that.
Stoner Steve, I have not read the new Garrow book. I want to, and I'm so behind. God, I need to catch up. I really do. But I really have liked all the Garrow books that we've seen so far. So if you've read it, let me know how you like it, and I will put that higher on the list based on whatever you say.
Yep. And I just want to make sure everybody was known that Melissa did say that we were going to go on a date later on.
I'm not sure those were the exact words.
Hey,
deleted the post. Everyone else can read it. I just want you to know that's what she said.
I don't know those exact words. But it's your birthday, so I'll let you interpret things.
Thank you. Marcus wants to know, he says, don't worry about extra picky, but to be balanced and an improvement to Dante is the nerf of Corbolo. Is that worth it or not? Is Dante better than Corbolo compared to what it was before?
Corbolo took an eventually harder nerf than Dante took a buff.
Yeah, he really did. Well, what people were using him for. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Corbolo.
It's a rule that was exploited by 6th edition, just kind of like the reverse of the Night Size. Look out, sir. Closest model taking the wounds didn't exist in 5th edition. That's not how you do wound allocation. So he was never that powerful in 5th edition. He was a good take. He was kind of cool because he was hard to kill, but you could only stack like 1 wound on him, maybe 2, until he was the last guy. In 6th edition, 7th edition, he can stand in front of a squad and literally, I think the math is it takes like 300 Bolter Marines to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to kill him.
Justin Troop coming in.
Yeah, I actually played against Kenny with that list, and it was pretty brutal. I did not kill Corbolo.
We saw your wailing and gnashing of teeth, i.e. whining on video. It's still there.
Yeah. That's my plays like a bitch.
60 Death Company, that will be strong. That will actually be very strong, I think. I mean, all those rules, when a jump pack went from costing 15 points down to 3 points, I mean, that's a pretty good, interesting.
So the jump pack on the Death Company is a 3-point investment, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's basically a 3-point investment.
It seems good.
Yeah.
40K Sue checking in. She says sorry she's late, but Juice is her favorite.
No, she didn't say that.
She did.
Yeah. Yeah, Luis, I'm not saying the hate bandwagon. I mean, yeah, the Advent is like I would have felt really, really bad, and I don't get negative a lot, but I'd have felt really, really bad if I'd bought that subscription, that full subscription to the Advent calendar before I saw everything in there.
Yes. Good thing
I can see that.
Good thing I'm a poor person and I don't have money to have subscriptions.
Ooh, I like where Christopher Morgan's head is at right now. I need to know your guys' opinion on this. Christopher Morgan wants to know, what do you guys think about salamanders and blood angels? I'm considering ally them and some stalkers and talons.
The stalker feels that cheap, anti-fire roll, even if it's just like a psychological deterrent.
It works. It makes serpents jink. You can look a wave serpent player right in the eyes. You can like lock them up. You can say, I'm going to use auto split fire. I'm going to shoot 4 shots there, 4 shots there. Are you going to jink?
Wait a second.
And then sometimes like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to jink on both. You're like, ha! I'm not going to roll these dice.
Wait a second. I'm the wave serpent player. Kenny, you're the stalker player. Let's do this one more time.
So right here, I'm going to shoot 4 shots at this stalker with this stalker at your wave serpent. Are you
What?
good?
Yeah. What strength is that? That's 7, strength 7, 4 shots, strength 7.
Oh,
But you got seriously, dog. It's 4 strength 7 shots.
Man,
Yeah.
I did. In this game I played over the week, I got lucky. I had a Storm Talon come on and shoot his Assault Cannon at a Storm Fang. I hit the Storm Fang and then rolled 4 6s.
that is actually not surprising. I would only expect that.
Yeah, that's
Like-
total math.
That doesn't happen all the time to me. It is like, well, I guess
Oh my god.
glad you jinked. I guess.
That's how it happens whenever I'm like practice rolling in my head.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah,
Right,
for
yeah.
instance, like-
This is exactly how I imagined it. Of course it was going to play out this way.
Yeah,
I want
he's
everybody
hanging
to
in the cloud,
realize-
low cloud cover. He stuck up on hit the blah, 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 right in the exhaust port.
Yep.
You know.
Everybody's like, oh
Getting the
man,
thermal
like,
exhaust port.
this is coming from an old school NID player. It's like, man, how are you going to win this game if you place against this guy? And I'm like, well, I'm going to roll 7 6s in a row.
Yeah.
For real, that's your
Oh.
game plan?
Valid strategy.
Obviously, dog. Like, I'm going to roll, if it takes me to win the game, 7 6s in a row.
Yeah, I saw Juice force the perils on a turbo gun, so he can roll a 6 and pass his leadership check to give it an invulnerable 3+ save, so he can charge a Satan.
Yo, that's an honest to God true story.
That really happened.
Like, that was my game plan.
Speaking of the Satan, that new art for that Satan facing down that Hyrule or the Biotype, whichever one it is, that's a really nice picture.
I think that's what me and Stoner Steve been talking about Tyranid all week. He's trying to get on a Tyranid, trying to get a Tyranid army put together. What Biotitan would you suggest, Juice?
Man, it's a tough situation right now, man. Like, the Hierophant is good because of his. The downfall is because of the fact that he's 1,000 points. I played in a local event, and I gave him all the upgrades. I gave him the carrying capacity. I gave him the torrent weapon, or excuse me, the non-torrent weapon, the flamer weapon, the barrage weapon. Man, he was just an offensive juggernaut. But the downfall is how the rules are written right now. He's restricted to terrain. He can never move more than 6s in terrain, is how it's written right now. Even though they fact that
The walkers, they fucked the walkers.
I thought it also covered gargantuan creatures.
No, it does not. It does not. I actually we went very in depth in this.
Are you? I mean, you
Yes.
know.
Nope.
You know. I'm just saying.
So,
Yeah,
I
know.
Did you put a venom throw inside of him?
I did. There was multiple games. Let me just go ahead and throw this all this on the table. There was a game that I started a Venomthrope in him. Now, I didn't have a Malanthrope at the time because of the fact of my boy A, big fan of the show. He hooked me up with a Malanthrope. A Malanthrope will go inside this guy. But I was playing against my round 2 opponent against a Dark Eldar guy. You want to know what I decided? I was like, man, if my Turvagon is on the board, because I wasn't playing Sky Shield at the time, I was like, if my Venomthrope is on the board and he seizes against me, I will die. So guess what I'll do? I'll just put my Turvagon inside of my Hierophant. Like, 9 times out of 10, that is better than a Sky Shield landing pad.
That sounds good.
Right?
No, what's chiming in is that we get a librarian conclave this Friday. That might be the saving grace of the Advent calendar. If it's just like, it's 5 cool psychers or whatever for I don't know what it is. But I mean that might be, maybe I'm writing off the advent calendar too soon, but I wish we'd seen more by now. Remember, by now last year we'd already seen Be'lakor and like
Cypher.
Cypher came last.
And the Tau formation too.
Well, that came even before the advent calendar, I think. Or was that the first? Or was that one of the first?
I think it was really towards the top.
I feel like it came before the advent calendar, and the advent calendar gave us Be'lakor, the first one. I could be, man. Whatever. It's been a while. And Stoner Steve, I really do like Garrow's progression, so I'm looking forward to catching up with those books. The only thing, in a strange feeling, I really didn't like about that first one, or the first audiobook or whatever, was like when they encountered Loken and he was obviously out of his mind. But I really liked the character Garrow, even from Flight of the Eyes and stuff. And really, I mean, that was hard for me to accept liking that book, because at the time I was such a James Swallow hater. So it's really nice to see where all that's going.
Real quick, I just need to know, is that a confirmed or denied? The guy's name was James Swallow.
It is. He wrote some plays.
All right, moving on. V. Herring wants to know, I was thinking about using the Stormwing to add talents to his Blood Angel list. Is that possible, or would it be good?
It does. That's not too bad. That's the one that will let you start all the stuff on the table, or is that the Stormwing is the sorry, Kenny. I think you already figured out what I'm stumbling on, or whatever. But that's the one that gives you strafing run.
Allows you to infiltrate all your
you get four. You can have like 4 storm talents that can
up to 6.
And the other also have another cool thing. It's one Death Watch team, I think, and you have the Tyrannic War Vets. So you have to take a unit of basically Stern Guard and like the Chaplain or something. So, but the interesting thing about it is whatever they shoot at, the Tyrannic War Vets have it in recover versus. So there's some interesting combos there, because you can have one on 2 rounds and all sorts of stuff popping off with Ignore Cover now stack.
Kenny, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you have a lot of experience against that with Feast of Blades?
Yeah, Feast of Blades, the guy, Josh is his name. He's a really good guy. He's also one of the guys that everyone on decided is a cheater too. And because he had a list that because he had they said no Forge World tactics or something. So
he had Sloth.
No, it was actually because you can't have that guy included in an army that also has. He needs the same chapter tactics. Follow the chapter tactics.
It was whatever it was. It was very confusing. A super honest mistake. The guy was clutch. Great guy.
That's one of the main reasons for the seasonal. Yes. If people are going to use Forge World Army list, we need to know that ahead of time so we can do all the checking. I mean, it's a big deal, and there's so much stuff going on in 40K right now. Nobody's going to have it all in their head. Nobody is.
Yeah. It's super. But yeah, he had it, and he was doing some cool stuff with it. He did really well. We got all the way up to the top table together, and I mean, I thought it was a really cool army. You did some really cool stuff with it. So it's a strong formation. I definitely.
Storm Talons have a lot to I mean, they really do. You could
actually when you start on the table.
For fairly cheap.
You can take 0 to 6 Storm Talons in the St. Talus Battle Force that's the Tyrannic War Veterans.
I mean,
so you can have 6 of them.
It's 7 shots out of 1 that are all good. It's strength 7 and strength 6 and above.
Yep.
I mean,
you start them on the table, and then you fly the first turn. So every time you go first, you just start them on the table. Every time you go first, just normal flyer stuff with them.
So there's a couple of things I'd like to shout out. Melissa Brown, coming back to her, she's saying this is a key point I'd like to fix in on. She's like, thanks for all the help. She'll let us know how the games go with and without Karnak. So the reason why I'd like to chime that home is, this is everybody out there. Don't play a game of 40K. Let a unit that is in question for you do something bad against a certain army and say, oh my God, this guy is dead to me. Don't make a knee slap. Don't make an immediate judgment on that unit. Play a couple games. Let it see how it plays out. If you actually want to bring that to a tournament, you've got to play 4 to 6 games with this unit. So who knows what it's going to do like in a single round.
And those things where something's a question too. Look at the dice when it does something. Like, look, did I roll above average? Did I roll below average? Like, what should I have rolled right now? And would that have changed my opinion?
Yeah, make sure that you can look at that at face value. And then, more importantly, Mr. Torp wants to know about Sloth from the Goonies. Yes, obviously that's who we're talking about. Sloth has a strong hand, just like Severin Loth.
He also
there's
enjoys Baby Ruths.
Yep. If there's a chance to put a stone slab wall on his back to let his friends go through, he will be able to cast Iron Arm and make that happen.
He will.
Chris Morgan's asking and said, "Yeah, the captains can take artificer armor, but it's like nobody else can, and it's very clear that like everyone else is in this decked out, let me say runic armor and with script and gold, filigree and all this other stuff, but it's all just regular old power armor. That's not typically how GW rolls. If it looks at that fly, it's typically artificer armor. So I would like to have seen it on the priest, and I know it was a super stretch, but I'd love to see it on the sergeants."
Yo, sick question from Ben Hopper talking about a weird boy casting Sanctuary on the War Boss. He's like, yo, does that stack with the custom force field? I was like, yeah, if it's +1 to your invulnerable save, and the custom force field grants you a 4+ invulnerable save, you get a 3+ invulnerable save.
Yeah, obviously. I want to go back to Vincent real quick as well. It's like he hands down wants and hopes Josh comes to LVO because he took a lot of hate and he didn't deserve it, man. Like, obviously, honest mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Like, real talk, anybody who has a problem with Josh obviously has a problem with us. So, dude didn't do anything on purpose.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things.
Seems like it, no.
And Solo Falcon, yes. Solo Falcon says Sloth plays with a lot of Helldrakes. Sloth loves Chunk. Yes, and you are Sloth, I am Chunk. I will do the truffle shuffle. my knowledge.
That's all very exciting. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to say.
My knowledge for all of this knows no bounds.
Okay.
Question here: what do you think about Kenny? Or what do you think about the? Yes, drop pod.
Hey, who's asking that question?
The question just disappeared from me. I can't see that.
The Sensei would like to know what you know about or what you feel about the Carandra's drop pod, Kenny.
No, that's Vincent. Not that is.
It's Charybdis.
Charybdis drop pod, yeah.
Yeah, but Vincent is asking the question.
Is that what that is?
You're asking our non-readers what the Forge Roll stuff with long names does. So good luck, Vicente.
Hey,
I would like to chime in. I feel that the Charybdis drop pod.
Hey, we keep it
the
classy.
The drop pod holds 25 Marines.
Yep.
It's got inertial guidance, which is nice, but it can get up and take off afterwards. But I think it's like 250 points. So unless you're playing dedicated games of Heresy, I don't think it's worth it in 40K for sure.
Yeah, you don't take advantage of it. Well, it's 25 Marines.
Can it take off? Can it fly like?
It can.
Okay.
Yeah, it can turn into a flyer. It can land. It has assault. It's assault vehicle, so you can move 6 and you can assault out of it after it lands, or it can take off and run around like a flyer. It can do some strength 6 attacks if it goes over stuff and things like that. But it's 250 points. It's a Land Raider. It's pointed like a Land Raider, so it's difficult to justify it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a trap, even with the Dreadclaw too. Is like once you want to use it, so you're going to get caught with your dudes up in the air and get blown out of the sky.
Ooh, I understand that our backs are against the walls, and there's a lot of shout-outs to be had, but Solo Falcon, so this might be reserved before anybody gives a big response to it. This might be reserved to the podcast on Wednesday night that will drop on Sunday, so make sure you check it out on YouTube. But Solo Falcon says he doesn't really think that 30K has a place in the tournament scene. I'm going to just leave it at that. We'll let that stew for a second. I don't know if you guys have an immediate response.
I do.
Go ahead, Rob. I mean, I have a snappy comeback, but let's hear it.
I have two things to say. I think inherently there's some stuff that's a little broken when it comes to 40K, but there are things in 40K that break 30K. Now that being said, there's specific army lists and specific variants and things like that it'll be like, this list is only for doing this. in Horse Heresy. Like, for instance, the Knights. It says, this is pretty much just for Horse Heresy. Don't try playing this anywhere else because the Knight list is pretty broken. And then some of the stuff like the relics are only if you're doing a campaign. So it's kind of balanced in that, right? But you have to keep in mind that a squad of 5-man scouts, if they win a combat against 20 Space Marines from 30k, they're going to run them down. So
how about this? We do have an asterisk on our flyer. So how about we can reserve the right to turn down your list if we want. Like it's.
Well, no. If the list is legal, like by the construction standards, I'm fine with it. Let me just say, I think there's plenty of stuff in 40k that should not be in a tournament. Like either because it's not good enough or it's too crazy. I mean, like.
Well said, sir. Way serpents.
I mean, I'm just saying. This is the game, especially with the fact that came in line. I ain't scared of no toy soldiers.
Yeah.
I would just like to, last point on that, I would like to say that there is a lot of tournaments right now are declaring no double force orc, no double cats. There is a lot of formations right now within a codex that is better than a cat.
So all you're doing is making up rules that just make it all more
so like on the real for anybody.
Yeah, so good luck trying to bell that water out of your
all you're doing is making rules to make people like Josh look like a bad guy on the internet.
Exactly.
And my favorite is the no Lord of War. Like, you can't bring Lord of Wars, but Night Titans are okay. What?
Yeah, so you're telling me
I don't. We've only got a couple minutes left. Yeah, right. You can't bring Gabriel.
Yep.
But look, I don't. We only got a couple minutes left. I don't want to go too off on.
I agree.
You can't bring Gabriel Seth, but you can bring.
We absolutely can cover some of this on the podcast, and we'll be. I'm happy. I'm happy to talk to you about this on the Facebook. So hit us. Hit us in the Facebook messages. You can even do it now in the open. Try to get as much support for your argument as you'd like on our page. I'm completely okay with that discussion going down.
When TPM Warmaster says that we might be able to talk about this on the podcast, I will bring this up on every podcast. If anybody believes that it's acceptable to bring a Night Titan, but it's not acceptable to bring Gabriel Seth, you come to 703 Dover Street. So
that's right.
And you have a conversation with Juice. So capital V 404, because I want to make sure I don't mess up anybody's name, because some people take offense to that. Thank you for that birthday wishes, and this is also his wife's birthday.
Nice.
It's a special day.
The new ball pred, they missed an opportunity with that ball. I mean, I feel like it could have been a really, really, really good thing to take, but it's just it's something. It doesn't fill a role that it didn't. It
lost scout and everything, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have scout.
How awesome would it have been if it
doesn't have scout now?
It doesn't have scout.
Yeah, it lost.
It does not.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
If it had torrent, so if you lose scout and get torrent, then that's a different thing too.
Unfortunately, it's the same as it used to be and not as good. So that's a mistake.
But there's still some validity to taking a wall of armor 13.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's a lot of.
I mean, look at it this way: you can get what? How much was a scout? Or no, how much was assault squad? 65 points or something, and you get a free rhino. Like what? That seems pretty good. And then
I mean, let's think about scouts now. I mean, you brought this point up, Rob. Is that not scouts, assault squads? You now have the ability to take basically three special weapons in there without having to take the extra dudes.
Yeah. It's like well under 100 points for that too.
Yeah. So we're talking about maybe this formation.
You could classic MSU.
Come dropping in, shoot with meltas. Charge, shoot flamers and charge. I mean, you could have a combi flamer, 2 meltas, and that kind of stuff. I mean, there's lots of possibilities here. So, I mean, the codex is good, and people. I mean, we guys talking about building a standalone Blood Angel force. It's possible. I really do think it's possible.
100% right. Whenever I heard the fact,
I'll tell you what, though, if you're gonna build a standalone Blood Angel force and you're taking armor, you better take 3 Vindicators now, because everyone else is gonna have Thunderwolves. You better be used to killing those guys.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that is true.
And you can shoot from, 24 inches is still 24 inches. You're
shot a fast vehicle. You got to definitely give it the fast upgrade.
But let's just think, though. I mean, let's just think how it works. You could be moving backwards and still shooting forward.
Still shooting forward.
But also, let's not forget, man. Like, I think Grav, man, it's my new heat, man. Like, it's my new heat just because I'm a NID player. Just to put that out there for everybody. It's everybody else's old heat.
Right.
But I want everybody to understand.
Grav technology.
No, but I want everybody else to understand.
Technology is just getting to high fleet Lexus.
Turns out Grav is good.
Turns out gravity exists.
Yes. High Fleet Lexus just got all over the Grav compound. Took all that over. This is what we had. This is the components of it, and we don't care what we face because we have all the Grav.
Yeah, you can take this. I've reached this. Gravity almost always wins.
Yes. Yo, if there's ever
That's true.
I remember having this conversation. Is like, what's better, plasma, melter, Grav? And it's like, yo, seriously, is that actually a question?
I'm just talking about in the universe itself. Like, if you're ever fighting against gravity, gravity's probably going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the answer to the question.
Yeah. So last point before we got to get out of here, because I didn't realize that it's 11:01. Man, this has been the fastest hour I could imagine. Might be because it's my birthday, but solo
birthday.
It might be worth the travel to NC to see Juice, Robbie B, and Kenny all do the Truffle Shuffle on Saturday at Atomic Empire.
I was going to do that anyway.
Is that what we're doing? I'm down.
I
Let's do
literally
it.
always do that on Saturday.
Yo, so it's a normal Truffle Shuffle Saturday for Kenny. The difference is that Juice and ROBBB Rob at MySpace.com. Check him out. Best rapper alive. we'll be there at Atomic Empire.
Check out that video. Not go look at that video. It is terrible.
Troy Caduff, I didn't see you here earlier. I know we talked about you at least once, but he's been posting some pictures of his Blood Angels in some of the comments. Yep. Feel free to put that stuff up right up, to the page. I mean, I'd love to see people seeing some models and stuff. Thanks for posting them.
Yep.
That goes for anybody too, but especially somebody who's already been doing it.
Yeah, I just want to give so much love to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Tonight actually marks one of the highest tune-in rates that we've had in for a while. And Marcus, Lou, Evan S, Fallen Cypher, Sean, both of you, Angelo, Solo Falcon, Stoner C, Vincent. Man, there's just like literally I can't name everybody. Sean Brown, Chris Gardner. There's a huge following tonight. Melissa Brown.
There's a lot of people in from the Southwest Desert. Good to see.
Yep.
The only two people
we're actually a couple minutes over, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you everybody for being online. I said please subscribe if you haven't already. Come to our Facebook. We'll chat about it. Follow us on Twitter and all that stuff. And we'll see y'all soon. Good night, everybody.